What do you think about women and dating these days? Besides being a single dad,
I don't think I've ever really talked about the divorce.
No?
I don't think I've ever really talked about the pain.
to who? To anyone?
Anyone. It takes two, baby.
Oh.
You know,
It
just me
takes
and you,
two,
right?
baby.
But it also takes two sometimes for it to break apart. One of the greatest things that ever happened to me in sports is Shaquille O'Neal fell on my lap when I was shooting video for Ken's 5. I was shooting the game, and this is when he was with the Suns. He fell on my lap. And we're back.
And we're back, man. Bloody hell.
So,
This is ridiculous.
no, what we'll do. So, this is our get to see our faces, right?
Bro.
As you sit back down,
Bro.
you're beating yourself up.
Do you know how long were we on that thing?
Oh, geez, over an hour and a half. Casual conversation.
This is episode 1.
It's the pilot. It's supposed
Call
to
it a
happen.
comeback.
Call it a comeback. We just didn't hit
We're
record.
coming back again.
Yeah, we're coming back again.
Okay, I'm gonna need a small pour and another beer for that.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is ridiculous. I really enjoyed the conversation. I really wish my phone died. Okay, which never happens.
So this is the pre-play before you hear the conversation, because we're going to be on video right
because
now.
we'll give you the audio.
Yeah, we'll give you the audio.
It's pretty intense. I mean, I
Pretty good
wish
stuff.
you could see it. It was lovely.
We'll see. We'll just see.
Oh,
Episode 2 is
man.
even better. We're leaving them with a cliffhanger. That's what we're doing. Think about it. You're leaving them with a cliffhanger.
Are we though?
We are.
I'm not right-handed.
I know. I saw that. I
Um,
noticed that you're doing it right-handed right now. So there it is.
And I didn't spill a drop, mate.
But you know,
Grazie.
it's funny to me because people have been asking me, believe it or not,
what's going on?
why I've been chatting. You know, because I put it out on Facebook
That what?
that we were here at Chatterbox.
Oh, I didn't see it.
No, I know. I tagged you. It's
Oh.
fine. I didn't get enough likes. You know, I only got 4.
Got 4 likes, mate.
As we were talking earlier, which you can find out when you listen to the audio of the show. But no, so it's been fun. It's been a good conversation.
No, it is. It's healthy.
It's
It's healthy.
and that's what people don't realize.
Do you know?
You know?
Do you know part of my reinventing the wheel with a hot box? It was I had to define what the business is about or what I'm about.
Right?
What do you think those 4 criteria might be?
I don't know.
Inspiration,
Faith.
definitely in there. Inspiration, motivation, education, entertainment. That's the basis of my actions. That's my foundation.
That's a good one.
And that's how I'm going to appropriate
But you're
my
back.
work.
But you were never really gone.
Don't call it a comeback.
See,
I've been here for years.
And that's LL Cool J?
Yes, sir.
See? Some of those kids don't know what
LL Cool J
is.
Ladies love Cool James.
Yeah, so
Now, do they? Of course they do.
Mama said knock you out.
Mama said knock you out.
But no, it's good. I like it. You know, because I don't think when I was telling people earlier, it's like, no, it's a man show. No, you guys are gonna talk about girls and this and that. Not really.
I tell you what. I mean, that's maybe that's a good conversation to have a little bit. What do you think about women and dating these days? Besides being a single dad. Well, you were in a relationship for a while.
As I have my mom joining me. I went on Facebook for a little bit to tease the crowd, but no. Single dad.
But
It's a good thing.
the single world is hard.
Very.
We're disconnected. The phones, and then you gotta.
No, because you're
gotta-
all hitting. You're hitting up with meeting somebody on a profile.
Yeah, and that they made that you don't
Right.
know how it's a facade, right?
Right.
Because the honesty is like, all right, if dating it's like ordering a pizza. I want a 5'8". I want it. Like it's not like that.
I want thin, crisp, little cheese.
Yeah, bro. Like people come into your life that you are unexpected, so you don't really choose. You're choosing the partner, and you're choosing what you're willing to put up with.
True.
And hopefully they're willing to
And
put
what
up
they're
with
willing
you.
to put up with.
Right. And I
Right.
think and then that kind of
Right.
defines the relationship.
Absolutely.
It's not that's why online dating is shite.
Never done it.
It doesn't really work well.
I really like.
I've been on there just to really explore, because if I really had some extra time or money, I'd want to revamp a new dating app. I'd want to make it like,
Be real.
yeah.
I love
How
the
do you
ones.
do that?
By the way, the ones that are like, I have found God. Really? Have you? What kind of profile are we putting out there? Are you being you, or are you being what you want in a fairy tale? Like, let's be honest, because there's so many people that have profited from catfish, right?
Well,
There's this fake
we
personality.
go back to that level of boundaries that we were talking about.
But do you
people
really
putting
need
up
it?
boundaries?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because when I ask myself, do I really need it? No, I don't. It's more or less just,
Do you need what? The relationship?
yeah.
The companionship? I mean, isn't it nice to have?
It's nice to have a friend.
Oh,
that-
baby, you
You say you're just a friend.
got what I need. But you say you're just a
But
friend.
when they're just a friend and they're just
Are you talking about a friend with benefits, or just having the natural ability to have friendship with someone?
friendship with somebody.
I agree.
We forget
Yeah.
friendship. We forget as divorcees that's what I'm in a class by myself. I'm a divorcee. I've been through hell. I've been back. I've been through hell again.
Yeah.
I've been through, and people don't understand, like, it's okay to talk about it. We're not special people.
We go to the bar and talk about it.
Like
We
we're
go to church and talk about it.
we're
We
different
go,
generations.
Yeah.
Like my
it's
parents,
different.
God bless them. They've been married for 50 plus years.
That's pretty cool.
50 plus years. God bless them. But I haven't been. I got 12 years notched in the belt.
But you've learned things that they haven't, possibly.
Yeah, but they've also taught you things that you overlooked.
Yeah.
Because when I was young, I was dumb. I got married when I was 24.
Don't we all learn things at different ages?
I got married at 24, and my parents taught me a lesson. They never said shit.
But they knew it wasn't going to work.
Yeah. They knew it. They knew it. My brothers knew it.
Yeah.
But you know what they wanted me to learn? They wanted me to learn it. They wanted me to go actually physically go through it, emotionally go through it. And then at the end of it, hey, you went through it.
I want to
You
make
got
sure
it.
the cameras are rolling.
Oh, they are. I see them over here. But,
Okay.
it's... I don't think I've ever really talked about the divorce.
No?
I don't think I've ever really talked about the pain.
To who? To anyone?
Anyone.
What'd you do? You just bottled it up?
Bottled it up. Went on about my life. Made sure that my girls were going to be okay.
I mean, isn't that what a lot of
Stuck it to the ex-wife, as they would say.
isn't that what a lot of women do too?
Yeah. But I think that you don't talk about it because you're not supposed to talk about it, because you're a man and
Fair
you're
enough.
not allowed to have the emotions. You're supposed to be strong, especially with 2 daughters. And it hurt. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like what you say, the pain that you went through, which I want people to make sure that they do listen to our audio of Erica and the thing that you went through, and people thought you disappeared. Hell, people thought I disappeared. I knew for one thing when I stepped off the mic and I said, I'm done. Mentally, I was done. And that's something that's nobody's ever really understood. What do you mean mentally you're done? Does it mean you're going to jump off a ledge? It means you're going to... No, mentally, I was done. My daughters never wanted me to give up the mic. Never. They loved it. And the fact that I even told them in November I'll be back on the mic for a little bit, they love it.
They're excited. I love it.
But I had to find something that nobody talked about. You don't talk about divorce as a dad, because we're the asshole. We left.
It makes me think about, and it's a little bit of the dating thing, but like, even in the losses, have the dynamic of women changed? Like, when, not to say about the equality when they, like in the 80s and like 90s, like there's still an offset, like even in the business world, but did women become the new men? Like in the 90s, like they were able to see what men were doing. Back in the day, we didn't have these phones, we didn't have cameras. Your girlfriend he's here at the bar and send it to you, or whatever it may be.
Not on social media.
You could cheat, bro. You could cheat and get away with it. You could have 3 families.
Bro,
And get away with it.
Yeah, it's
no
called
problem.
Put the phone away.
but those days have changed. So the women became aware of men's behavior. They were upset about it. And then I feel like they became almost the predator. Like they became more the male, independent,
but not in a bad way.
And D, like they flossing it now. They flossing this independence. And I'm like, yo, calm down.
I heard this.
So what does that do to men?
Well, I heard this and it stuck with me. When do men get flowers? Legitimate question. When do men get flowers?
I mean,
without being the word homophobic, gay, whatever it is.
I'll say maybe gay, maybe some of the gay boys do. I don't know.
When do you like flowers? I'll be honest with you.
I mean, I would appreciate the gesture.
Okay, and when do we get those gestures?
Or even any gesture for that matter. Let's use flowers as anything. It could be a bottle of tequila.
Right.
It could be something.
But when do you get that? You get it for a birthday?
Well, I don't know, because we all have different love languages. So,
right.
So is that important to you specifically, or is that
to me?
Or you're saying like maybe the gesture towards men should be better instead of the expectation of us just giving to women and courting them?
Because we give and give and give and give, and that's built in me. I will give my heart. I will give my soul to make everybody happy. But when will I get flowers? And when I say that, I'm not being a sissy.
No. I get you.
I'll get flowers.
Like what am I getting in return? What are you? And I said this to someone recently. What are you providing? What are you providing for me?
I'm providing.
No, I'm saying like I'm telling the woman that. What are you providing for me?
We can't say that.
I did.
But you can't.
But I do. I'm like, because I need to know, like, what define, like, there needs to be some definitions of the friendship or the relationship or the courtship, whatever it may be. It needs to be defined. And people will go in and out of these weird things. And I always say desperate people do desperate things, because it may not show and reek of desperation, but you're desperate for love. You're desperate for affection or attention. Mm-hmm. And then you're willing to accept something you're not really willing to take on, but you're going to try and do it anyway. So you're lying to yourself, because you're going to enter into a relationship that has no chance to begin with.
We try to impress somebody so much, we're willing to change for them.
Yeah.
Men do that 110%.
All the time.
We will drop friends. We will lose friends. We will lose whatever we want because we love that person. We will change for them. I have been in relationships where I have seen women change on me. I'll be honest. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. It changed on the wedding night. Right? Okay, no lies here. I've been married 3 times. First 2 times, oops, I'll learn. Third time, 12 years, 13 years, whatever it was.
So I think that's still a good thing, man.
Yeah, but it's
dude, I went through a couple, not hellish relationships. One was for sure, just at a bad time, I guess. And then the other ones that, I've still been friendly with most of my ex-girlfriends. Like,
I'm still friends.
I mean,
when I say
some
friend,
level, like,
I can say hi.
I don't.
How are you?
I'm not trying to talk and speak every
ain't
week.
Dirty, ain't toxic,
No.
Man, I wish hell on her. No.
But think about the shit you went through with each one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's good to be able to grow to that point. It's like, it was kind of like what I was saying earlier, is I was gifted love. I know what love is.
And see, and that's the thing is,
so, I mean, I know I stand in a small boat.
That's a very small boat. To be quite honest, that's a very small boat.
And then then for it to be yanked away so fast, not saying like, and maybe that's not the right way to say it, but because it's an unfortunate circumstance, it's a circumstance outside of my realm. I'm a protector. I don't even have a chance to protect her.
No,
I didn't even have a chance. It's humbling.
See, and that's I'd be pissed.
I didn't get pissed.
Bro, put me in your shoes. I would be pissed. To have something taken away that fast.
I think you got to find, you have, in times of these tragic events or trauma, you have to turn the darkness into light. You have to turn that negativity into a blessing.
You do.
And it takes time. It takes understanding. It takes patience.
But
it takes
death
virtue.
Becomes anger.
For some, I've seen enough death in my life.
I haven't.
And this is, and I knew of someone that was close to me the first time I learned about death when I was 2 weeks into basic training.
Right.
I get a call from my stepdad, the girl that I was seeing at the time, that I was very, we were both close, but I wasn't public with it because I was so shy. I was such a shy kid in high school in that way. Like that public affection, or that's my girl. Like, I don't know, you guys might beat me up over this. Like, I don't know. Anyway, we were courting and she got killed in a car wreck. Her mom was driving.
Eef.
I didn't cry when I heard it. I was fortunate enough to get on a flight to be able to come back, because normally they don't allow that unless it's immediate family.
Right.
But my stepdad who raised me. He was an officer in the Air Force, so he was able to communicate with the base commander.
Right.
And I think they even said it was my fiance just to kind of
get you back.
Yeah, and to be able to be at the funeral.
Yeah, because he knew.
Yeah, he knew. Okay, I got on the plane. I think at that time we were listening to like music by Shy. Remember that group?
Yes.
Like R&B, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I get on the plane and get back, and I go to her mom's house, or I go to her house. I see her mom at the door. We chat. We walk inside. We go to her room. I look on the bed, and I see the letter that I had sent her that she hadn't received. And that was when I cried. That was when it hit me.
What about Erica?
When did it hit me?
Yeah. Because it happened. It happened fast. I
got to be there.
Right.
I got to be a part of it. So
different.
Yeah, much different. That was 20 some 30 years ago in my first dealing with death, and that wasn't the love of my life. You know what I mean? Like in that sense, and what Eric and I shared.
Right.
So when I think about all the things now, mind you, we had a great relationship, but it comes with obstacles and bullshit too, just like anything else, and on both sides. But the one thing that I can truly say and be happy about is I don't have any regrets. I never cheated on her. I never, lied to her in ways. Like I don't have any of those regrets. The only regret I guess I could say is maybe at times the way that I spoke to her or treated her.
But that's life. That's natural.
It's life. Yeah.
I mean, how many times do we get to say
because
that?
I'm also hard. Like I'm a hard motherfucker at times.
I don't think I would ever work for you. No. I'll be honest with you. I don't think I'd ever work for you.
I don't think there's a lot of people.
Yeah, I've seen it, but that's you. And either people are going to fit into that role or they're not going to fit in that role. I don't think people will work for me. Sometimes because I'm such a head case sometimes when it comes to work. Because you're so devoted into. As much as you were saying earlier, and again, listen to the audio, people. But as much as you were saying, like, you chase your dreams, I was chasing that dollar, and I'm going to be an asshole chasing that dollar. Just like you're going to be an asshole chasing your dream.
I see it all the time.
But it's okay to be that asshole, and that's what people don't understand, is that we tie it up so much to not being an asshole, that if we are an asshole, well, you're just an asshole.
Yeah, I think at times I've definitely been so humbled from the whole experience that it has made my outlook change a bit on the way that I react to situations.
You take a deep breath?
Especially in business. I almost laugh it off now. I went through it the other day. Everything that could possibly go wrong.
Went wrong.
Yeah.
Murphy's Law.
And I was like, this some shit.
Well, because I texted you Sunday. Remember, I was like, hey. And you were like, bro, I didn't even do it. I didn't even do that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like,
I mean, it was just, it's nuts. And it was like another full circle moment. It was, do you remember that the other night, it was like early in the morning, it was raining really hard. Like we haven't had rain in.
Thursday?
Okay, we haven't had rain in ages. Donkey's fucking ages, right?
A long time.
I was like, dude, of all days. So I had stuff outside, and you live in the country. Like when it rains, like you kind of prepare it, put things up, close doors, do this, whatever. So I woke up. I walk outside. What time is it? Synchronicities. It's 5:55. I'm like, oh, look at that. How funny. I go outside. It's kind of coming down. I'm like starting to close things, put things away. And then close the windows and the food trucks are still at the house, and closing the laundry doors and picking up stuff that can't get wet. I'm like, all right, I didn't realize it was going to rain. Like, this is crazy. We haven't had rain. I didn't know it was in the forecast. I mean, I pay attention to these things. I'm a grown man.
Yeah.
Now it's coming down. I'm in my boxers.
Right.
And now I'm like, man, I'm wide awake because it's like I'm just taking a shower and being cleansed at the same time. It was kind of like, and I realized it was the same day. It was I think it's been a year and 9 months, but it's the anniversary date, and I'm supposed to cook this morning so I can open the next day at the new location.
Right.
So it's like the hot box making full circle to open, and I didn't realize it's her anniversary date. And I'm like, small little things that pop up that make you laugh. And so it was like, I just laughed it off.
Like today, the cooler.
Yeah, the cooler little things. And so in spirit or in memory, like it can be fun, to embrace the love and realize, all right. So that next morning when I did have to cook and I was having to show up or whatever, I can't remember what it was, but everything was going wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, even my septic tank in my house was having issues. Like, I'm going over here. I have the stove on and the fire going at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's always what I ask myself. So I got to take the propane tank from my torch that just lit the fire.
Right.
And I got to go take it to put it on the stove so I can keep my stove going. And at the same time, run over here. And I'm like, this is ridiculous.
But a couple years ago.
But what is it teaching me?
Patience.
Yeah.
It's teaching you.
Yeah. Like, it teaches you that.
You're teaching you to laugh.
Yeah. Like,
I'm not teaching you.
Like,
I mean,
almost
because you know how to
just
laugh.
to go through it. Like,
yeah.
You know what? This day's going to be fine. And it worked out just fine.
And that's why I think everybody doesn't really want to go into that topic. They don't want to go into.
You know what it's like?
Yeah.
It's like when you're running and you're on lap 4.
And you think you're
and
going
you want to
fast
stop.
as hell.
No, you want to stop. Like,
Yeah.
you want to stop running. And then you continue to run. A lot of
Yeah.
people will stop running. Do you have the intestinal fortitude to keep running? Can you breathe through it?
Yeah.
Can you embrace it? I think those type of things, when we overcome adversity like that, powerful. Right. Strength.
Yeah.
We learn.
And that's.
We learn.
But we're not. I mean, to kind of give kind of like the recap of this and everything is like, we don't talk about it.
You're right. And that's, I think, part of what we decided, hey, let's talk some mess. Like, why not? Because we talk about it when we're maybe on the phone or in person, share a beer or a laugh.
Yeah.
But we're too afraid to speak about it publicly.
But I'm not to say that women and men, like, this is for everybody.
I don't think women are the same.
I think sometimes I think everybody's got to listen to each other, and nobody talks about it. I mean, and that's what we'll dive into with this.
You're saying, like, when it's easier when you're going through something for me to, like, scoot to the right?
Could be.
I think most people want to disattach to their friends' BS.
Going through a divorce, I can tell you I lost a lot of friends. Or I should
isolated?
Put that in quotes.
You felt isolated?
I felt isolated.
I felt isolated in my journey.
I felt that I was singled out. I felt that I was.
What, you mean, like the choosing sides? Like they
not
choose
choosing
her side?
Like I don't give a crap about that. Oh. I don't give a crap about, people want to choose sides. Obviously, that's going to happen.
But how were you singled out?
I just felt alone. I felt that I had connections with people that were married, and then once we got divorced, or it was like officially out there, because everybody, you stay quiet at first.
What'd you learn about loneliness? Did you learn anything from it?
I learned to accept myself who I am.
Amen, brother.
Because those alone times and those what you would call dark times, you look back on yourself and you say, well, what did I do? And not in a bad way, but what did I do? How can I make myself better? How can I listen better as a man? How can I listen better as a father? How can I be more? I wouldn't give anything to where I'm at with my children right now.
Let me ask you this. Me and you are on the same page of that. And there's a $1 billion business with self-improvement and self-empowerment.
Absolutely.
And it's
Tony
been happening,
Robbins.
Like since the 80s. Like, we'll use Tony Robbins as a great example.
Yeah.
And motivational speaking.
Capitalize.
Right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I ain't about that dollar.
But is it like a fad? Like, because people are like, oh, I'm going to do it half-ass and I'm going to go to the gym. Oh.
Well, I think...
why are we always in this constant... Or a lot of people will choose not to grow. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, because I feel like everyone should have a purpose to grow, because we're on this earth a short time. Like you gotta give into yourself. Like you embrace yourself in that darkness. You embrace
Hell yeah.
yourself in the learning process.
Hell yeah.
If you know what loneliness feels like, it doesn't mean you're lonely. It's just you're understanding what loneliness is.
Right.
If you're in a depression, you're in this deep rest. Your body's asking for this rest because you're just mentally not there.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's sad to see how much depression and anxiety is causing people so much pain that they don't know how to handle it.
It used to cause me anger.
Yeah.
I used to, man, I would.
Have you grown out of anger yet?
I have.
You have.
I have with certain people. Other people.
Oh yeah. No, you can still
Yeah.
flip my switch. I'm the same. I used to
Yeah.
have more anger issues,
And-
but it's out of frustration though.
Hell yeah.
Or I
All
even say
day.
passion. I'm just passionate.
Because I think
Taking me
there's,
the wrong way.
you know, like when I look back on when I was married and everything was great, you had the couple friends, you had this, you had that, you know, and the guys lean on the guys, husbands will lean on husbands, you know, to be like, hey man, what's up, you know? And then all of a sudden the divorce happens and push, you're gone. Pushed out. Done.
So why is it that so many marriages fail?
You don't communicate and you grow apart. I think that you have this fairy tale of this is not, like, I used to be so mad about it, dude. I used to be so angry about it. I used to be like, man, she got different. That was my out. She got different. I didn't accept it. And you don't accept that people are going to change. We don't accept that when we turn 40, we get more wrinkles on our forehead. We don't accept that we get, you know, for women, their boobs drop. You know, and they have these fupas, you know, that they all talk about. And
You're talking about vanity.
right. And we have this society now where our children are supposed to be size 0. Our children are supposed to be Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
But we don't accept that sometimes people change. And I never accepted it. I have now. And that's why I still have my relationship with my ex-wife. I can accept the change that she did. I'm proud of her. And that hurts people in relationships when they hear that and they're like interested in me. What do you mean you're proud of your ex-wife? I'm proud of her.
Hell yeah.
It took some time. Don't get me wrong. I hated her. I called her everything in the book. I was warned by my lawyer to stop doing it.
I've been there.
You know,
I've been
but
there.
at the end of the day, it's like once you have the acceptance of what they do, you might not click. It's all right, but guess what you do click
You may
on?
not agree.
Yeah, guess what you click on though?
That child.
That child.
or those
And the
children.
decision that you're
Yeah.
going to do.
Amen on that. I went through a lot of that with my son's mom, with baby mama. Mm-hmm. Me and baby mama are cool. We met and it was kind of a, you know, it wasn't supposed to happen the way it did. And we ended up, you know, she ended up birthing Evan, and I tried to make a relationship work with her, mainly because of my own selfishness. Mm-hmm. My biological father was never around. I was always chasing him. We had a relationship at times, but
Right.
my thing was when she said she's pregnant and she was crying,
Right.
she already had a 5-year-old.
Right.
I was like, well, I'm emotionally, financially, and physically capable of raising this child. So let's do it. And if I had someone else that raised me as a stepdad, I'd be more than willing to take on your other child, you know,
Right.
and help assist you and raise him. Not trying to step in and be his father. He had one.
Right.
But the hardest part was letting go of when knowing that it wasn't going to work at all and leaving that house and driving away. It was hard. It was because it was like, I'm not going to wake up with my son every day, but yet I still had to be present
Bingo.
and be a father. That was that was the hardest twist for me. And then there were times him growing up, I don't agree with her, but at some point I gave in. I just gave in and accepted it for who she is. Like, she's not a bad mom. People are bickering every which way but loose.
Hell yeah.
Going to court, fighting over it, getting attorneys, and I'm like, dude, you weren't hating that person when you met them and you were all in love with them and sleeping with them and loving on them.
Right.
When all of a sudden they're a piece of shit now.
Right. And that's the thing is, like, you can sit here and pound your chest as a man and say,
Yeah.
man, I'm better than that. That's why she left me, because she couldn't handle bull crap. Look, man, we change. I've changed. The 20-year-old me that wanted to be a pilot, the 20-year-old me that wanted to be a sportscaster, work on SportsCenter, and do all this crap.
Yeah.
No, I decided that back in the day when I turned 27, and I guarantee you, sir, I'm going to write a book called 27 and Lost. It's called 27 and Lost because that's when Avery was coming into this world. I was 27 and I was lost. Wasn't married, had somebody pregnant, just got out of a divorce, right? And when you're that way and you realize like why you're here, your purpose is for that child, you're going to do anything and everything. I never thought I would get divorced. I thought the right thing was to get married, right? Do everything backwards. That's what that was for me. She was pregnant. We bought a house. Then we had the child, right? Like that. We did everything backwards.
Yeah. No, I know.
I never thought that would end. And that child is the reason why I am who I am. You know, and you have to be better. Like men, I say we got to stop being so egotistical because we get angry. And when we get angry, we get egotistical. Women do too.
There's a certain level of growth where I think there's an ego death. If you can overcome your ego or start paying attention to it, you can grow to a level of peace where.
That's the thing. Pay attention to your ego.
Pay attention to your ego.
We don't.
Dude, I was a cocky athlete for a time.
Dude, I bet you talk so much shit.
There are times. No, I didn't. I wasn't that guy.
Or were you the quiet guy?
I was the quiet guy.
Or you were like Tim Duncan?
I was the aggressive guy. I was a Ginobili.
He wasn't quiet.
I was just aggressive in the action and hustling and never giving up and believing I'm going to make that shot. I was just, the 2 guard, the shooter, or the 3 position. I was ready.
And you're what? 6 foot what?
6'5".
You're 6'5". I'm 6'5".
Yeah.
The 12'10". We could have been something.
12-footers.
But
the 12-foot podcast.
I don't know. I mean, I think that obviously we talked a lot today.
Yeah, man. Life is crazy, but yeah, we did talk a lot. That's good.
It is good. And I think that people need to learn that going on and going forward from this, listen to yourself. The one thing that I could tell you is, like I told you, like, when are you going to get flowers? My funeral. I'm not saying that,
I like the analogy. I mean, I get it.
That's when we're appreciated. Men are appreciated when they're dead.
So,
and I heard that. That's a quote.
What if you were in a relationship with a woman who just gave? Would you become desensitized to that? Is it possible you just missing that? You were just missing that out of your relationships?
I can't be in a relationship like that just gives and gives and gives and gives. I can't.
Yeah. It doesn't seem authentic.
It's not going to be healthy.
No.
You have to both give. You have to understand each other.
Do you know what your love language is?
No. At 43 years old, I don't.
Have you tried to think about it? Or no? I could probably only tell you the 3 of the 5. I don't know. I don't think I have all the 5.
No, I haven't.
Because you got acts of service.
Yeah.
Words of affirmation. Physical touch.
I'm affectionate. I do know that.
I'm affectionate.
I'm affectionate.
I'm definitely affectionate.
And I do know that I like the hand holding. I like all of that.
Yeah.
But I've been hurt from it.
Yeah. Hey, right here, bro. Same way.
Right.
Because once it's gone, once you had it and you're like, man, I really enjoyed that. Like, I really like that. I really love this bond. Mm-hmm. And it's gone. You're like, shit. And it gets ugly.
Internally, it gets ugly.
Yeah.
Hey, it's frustrating. Because then you get, you're over affectionate. No, it's the simple things in life.
And that's why I believe people come into your life for 4 reasons. They come in for a lesson, a blessing. What is it? A lesson, a blessing, a reason, or a season. A reason, a season, a lesson, or a blessing. A reason, a season, a lesson, or a blessing. So people aren't meant to stay in your life. They're meant to come and go.
Everybody comes and goes.
Yeah, you're like, I think like when you signed up, when you came down here, there's things you need to overcome. Like these are people come into your life for a reason. That soul was supposed to come to you, even though you chose it. They're there.
There's people,
There's people that have cared about me and loved me that I've pushed away.
I appreciate everybody that's coming into my life.
Yes,
they might have walked away. They might have left.
Yeah.
Hey, bygones be gone. I'm not gonna hate you. Never gonna hate you. I'm gonna be angry. Don't get me wrong. You
Won't get
can't hold
angry
anger.
around
Yeah.
young.
You can't, but you learn from them because the next time that they do come back, you know where to put your barrier. You know where to stop. And I think that sometimes you don't.
Overcoming anger is a great growth tool for men.
Yes.
Overcoming anger.
And it's hard. And it takes time. And you let it out on the wrong people.
Oof, I used to do that sometimes.
I still do it.
And didn't even realize I was doing it.
Oh, I still do it. But I started realizing lately that I still do it.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, but it hurts the people that are trying to make you better.
Okay, but is your foundation right in what
No.
you are, in what you're supporting? And like you're saying, hey man, this is my foundation and this is what I'm fighting for. This is why I'm angry. Like, is that wrong? If your foundation is right?
If your foundation is right, yes, that's not wrong. But if your foundation is shattered at 40,
Yes. Yes.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I had Nolan Ryan coming in and saying my foundation was all messed up, right? Hey, you need to redo your foundation at 40 years old.
I think that's common. I think that's probably the appropriate age. I think it comes with the territory. I think it's an advanced movement for that age. Like, that's good. Like, there's people who are 50, 60, 70
True.
stuck in some,
Whack.
yeah.
As the kids would say, whack. I don't even know if they say whack.
I don't even know if they say that anymore.
But I think that people just get into a zone. And that's the problem. We're so into a zone nowadays.
You know how many girls I wanted to date that are in their own zone? And I'm like, yo, you don't even see a good thing in front of you.
But you see it.
Oh, I see it. So I'm like, no.
You see it.
So
you
I'm like,
see
no.
everything that.
Oh, I see everything.
But you tend to stay quiet. That's the problem. You tend to stay quiet because you just want to stay quiet.
Well, it's
'Cause you've
it's
learned.
the appropriate thing to do. It's not your place. Don't
it's
pass
not.
judgment until you judge yourself.
Right.
So it's kind of that, I realize that a quiet tongue is useful at times. And then there's times to really know. I think if you spend time on the focus or the point or, I've done a lot of writing and I realize that my writing skills is just as impactful because in conversation, we'll forget half of this conversation later. It's not
That's why we're recording
because it's
this stuff on
hard.
video
That's
and
why it's on
audio.
video and audio, baby. That's why 2023 is working out real well. But even then, media comes so fast now. You have minute clips and then you're moving on.
30 seconds.
Like
TikTok.
now it's fast, bro. Like
TikTok.
we're media whores.
Yeah.
We're like,
course we are.
give it to me, give me more. And
Did you see this? I learned everything on TikTok.
The what?
You learned everything on TikTok.
What do you mean?
No, that's where we're at nowadays.
Yeah, you like the kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, my son was on YouTube all the time, bro.
Yep. But that's where we put them.
And then TikTok.
That's where we put them, and then we tell them to
Yeah,
put
but
the
it's not
damn
a-
phones down.
But it's not a bad thing.
No, I'm not judging any
I'm not
parent
saying
that
it's
does
good
it.
or bad. I'm saying because we had different things that took away our time. So
Nintendo Game
as
Boy.
much as I want to be like the phone's evil, like it's an apple on the back that's with a bite out of it, like Adam and Eve. Like it's like, but it's not. Like we can find things to look at it. It could also be a useful tool, just like this moment.
But you got to find the usefulness.
You got to find the positivity.
Like, I'll be honest, I watch TikTok at night, like when I'm going to bed, just to zone out. And I learn new things. Don't get me wrong. I know how that.
Some life hacks?
I know how that submarine imploded back on Father's Day.
Oh,
because I
shit.
learned the can and boil water, and you put a little boil water, and then boom, right on ice water. Boom. That's how it imploded.
Boom.
But there's positives and there's negatives
With anything.
towards
With
anything.
anything. That's the balance. I mean, that's the balance of the universe.
But what if I told you?
That's why life isn't always. That is part of the thing about we perceive life, and we want it to be so positive. We have this thing like success, and we have to go chase this success. Not everybody gets handed a decent hand.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? Like nobody said this shit's fair,
No. Life isn't fair.
but you can take something from it.
Right. But when people say life isn't fair and don't attack me for it, whatever, stuff like that, life isn't fair.
It's what you make of it.
And the grass isn't always greener.
Right.
Like I tell people that I hire, right? And I tell people that are going to move on from the company that I work for.
This is a common response.
And this is what
This
I say
is
to
the
them.
response?
Yeah. And I tell people this in an interview. And people go, oh man, you're Ted Lasso. right?
Ted Lasso.
I'm good old Ted Lasso because I am. At the end of the day, it's like you're making a decision to come work with me and work under me. And I'm going to tell you that the grass is always greener. But it's up to you to water that grass. It is not up to anybody else. I am not going to water your damn grass for you. You have to water your grass. And if you don't water it and you don't cut it, you don't trim it, you got an ugly lawn. And you got to cut your grass. And then guess what? You're going to get mad and you're going to redo it and you're going to move on. It's up to you. At the end of the day, it's up to you on what you do.
So now we're talking about a really heavy subject of accountability.
Oh, I heard it a couple weeks ago. Accountability. It hit me hard, man.
It's everything.
Hit me hard as a manager. I'm a manager.
Well, you know what it is you really got to step out. In order to be accountable, you got to really step out without emotion. It's like running a business. Like at times you just got to step out, no emotion, and observe and take a look at and go, how can I approach this? And it's like yourself.
Yeah.
Because I'm accountable. This happened. What am I accountable for here? How about when the biggest thing for me is like with working out, like that physical balance for me is super important. And it's taken me time to get back to it. I knew it earlier in life, but I got away from it. Mm-hmm. The more that I implement it now, it's powerful for me. Balance.
It is.
It's balance. So I don't know. It's accountability. Getting up and doing things and making yourself accountable is a big thing. Making yourself accountable for your actions and where you mess up. Make mistakes. Accept your mistakes. Don't beat yourself up over it. I say that all the time. Like
everybody beats themselves up, man.
Yeah,
and it's okay to do it.
I get it.
Beat yourself up, get in that little hole.
But I'm getting out of that.
Yeah,
I stop.
It's not your fault.
It's just go with the flow. It's like laughing in the rain. Like, man, it's pouring down rain right now.
It's like that song.
Man,
It takes two. It takes
two,
two, baby.
Oh,
just me and you,
two,
right?
Baby.
But it also takes two sometimes for it to break apart. It could take one, but at the end of the day,
it takes two.
It takes two.
And and that's another good point, because relationships a lot of times, especially playing the victim part of
victim role.
Oh, and I can't believe you're doing this, and I can't believe you did that.
I've been there for you forever.
Oh, and
I would have done this forever.
Gee,
I know.
It's a bit much, darling.
It's a bit much, darling.
It's a bit much.
It's a bit much when you start talking English, yeah?
Bloody hell.
See, one of these episodes, we're just going to talk about this whole time.
The whole time.
Have biscuits, yeah? Have biscuits.
And crumpets.
And crumpets.
And sings.
No, but I mean, to be honest, we've got our audio side of this. We gave the people what they wanted. I'll be honest with you guys.
Exhausted all avenues.
We went like an hour and a half, and then my buddy James's phone died. Accountability, as we would say. So we have audio, thank God. We have the backup for that, but we'll put that and we'll post it. But this has been fun, dude.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun. This is the pilot episode.
Yeah, it's just me and you right now. We ain't even involved anybody
You just wait till other people get involved.
Yeah.
But it's all about it.
That's what it's about. I really believe in a level of connectedness, and I think we've been getting away from that, like with the phones and things, and it's not our fault. It's just we need to acknowledge that, and we need to communicate. We need to be out. You go to the bar, or restaurant, everyone's just on their phone. Like what happened to the days of bullshitting, bro, and just and having conversation or instigating conversation and not being afraid to do that,
or live,
or like just you go being to a out in public.
When Messi's playing for Miami, how many damn phones are out?
Oh God!
Right? Because everybody says, I'm only supposed to talk sports sometimes, but like when you see that, it's like one of the greatest things that ever happened to me in sports is Shaquille O'Neal fell on my lap when I was shooting video for Ken's 5. I was shooting the game, and this is when he was with the Suns. He fell on my lap. I didn't have a photo. I didn't have any of that. Yeah. Hell, my damn camera went off to the side. This man, a 300-pound man that fell on my lap. Yeah, sorry. Greatest thing ever, dude. Greatest thing ever, And that's the only, it's up here. Like, we don't make enough in our world to see it up here in our brains. And that's the problem. We want to capture it on photo. We want to sit there a year from now and say, oh, I remember this. Bro, we got an eclipse coming here in San Antonio. How many people are going to try to capture it on video? They're not going to live the moment. Live the moment. Like, if anything you take away from your parents now, that's a dying generation, Live the moment.
That's what being present is.
Yes. Enjoy like what you have. You might not see it tomorrow on your phone.
Yeah.
You might not have the recording, but you have it up here.
Yeah.
And this is the greatest thing that you can't waste.
Yeah.
Because this is what you take
Your eyes
to wherever
your
you
eyes
go.
are your camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
what
I
it
agree.
is.
So being present is also like it's not about how productive you can be in the day, how much you can get done.
Right.
It's about how present can you be, like
Right.
while you are getting things done. Like
Right.
those don't. It's you can't take the accomplishments with you when you go.
Exactly.
And it was just like you ever seen a U-Haul in a funeral procession?
No.
No, you can't take that shit with you.
You can't take it with you.
You know, I've heard that. When I heard that saying, I was like, "Well, shit, ain't that the?"
You
damn
ever
truth?"
seen a U-Haul in
Yeah,
a percent?
funeral.
I mean, if somebody worked for U-Haul, maybe, but I mean,
Hey man, y'all bring the U-Haul with his
don't
shit,
be
man.
using that dolly on that body. Nuh-uh, we're gonna charge you if you break that zip line.
But I mean, I unfortunately I had to experience that firsthand. Like,
Yeah.
and it's still there. Like I still have a few things that I'm like, man, what do I do with this shit? Like, to me, it was all Erica's anyway. Like, what do I do? What do I do with all this stuff? You accept it. You move on. You get a new bed. You change out your whole house. Like,
That's
you get
a
new
different-
furniture. Like, different people, different strokes, different folks. I guess because But I don't know, man. It's weird. It's strange. It's what do you do with it? What do you do with the clothes?
Live.
You fucking live. That's right.
We can't take clothes with us.
No, man.
We're gonna take one outfit with
At
us.
the end of the day, you
Funny
live.
that we come
You
into
find
this
a way to
world
live.
naked, but we leave it closed. I think I would tell my kids, bury me naked, because I didn't come here with
Are you
clothes.
gonna be cremated? Or are you gonna be buried?
I want to be buried.
You do.
Yep, I want to be buried.
What faith did you grow up?
I grew up Methodist.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I want to be buried. I want to have my little plot. I don't know where it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be where I decide to retire,
Oh,
but I don't have that decision where I'm gonna live every day. But when you ask me, the gut reaction, I want to be buried.
I'm done with that.
Get me back to where I came from. Am I spiritual? Yeah, absolutely. Do I believe in the higher power? Absolutely. But cremation, I don't know. I say,
I feel you.
put me back. Let me give back. That's the one thing I can do. But
Have you
bury me
heard? Have
naked.
you heard about that theory where it's something where like you become part of a tree? Like they plant you with some tree.
I would
or
love to do
something?
that. That's
Or
actually
something
not
like
too
that.
far from here. You go up I-10, they bury you a little bit lower, or not.
It's like you decompose with the
Yeah.
earth, and then a new tree
It's
is.
cheaper too, because they're actually just putting you
That's what
into
I'm
the
saying.
ground.
I don't want to be an expense.
Me neither. We never want to be an expense. But at the end of the day, that's when I want to receive my flowers.
Damn it, boy.
I'm just saying. But I would say I got to toast you on this one. Hell of a pilot.
It's good stuff, man.
We got a lot more.
Love it.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, we get some people involved and get some food involved and some more little drinking, little sipping.
A little drinking.
What do you
little
think of the
sipping.
tequila?
Tequila's freaking amazing.
How much do you think that bottle cost?
$75.
Damn.
Too much?
Too little, mate.
Too little?
Too little. You're well off.
125.
Keep going.
150.
Keep going.
170.
Keep going.
200.
Keep going.
Get out of here. 300.
Yeah.
$300.
Yeah. 7 years.
I'm glad I'm
an extra
enjoying
one.
the tequila then.
Amen, brother.
300. Okay. That's a first for me.
That's a $300 bottle of tequila.
$300 bottle
I
of
think
tequila.
it is. It better be.
It better. It better be.
But there's another one. Oh, I almost brought that one. The Tears of La Llorona. Are you familiar with that story?
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Mexican folk tale, or how do you say it? Fairy tale? No. Folklore?
Folklore.
Folklore. Mother kills the kids in the
Yep.
water, in a river or something. Anyway, that one's good. Oh, I like that one. It's another one.
Well, mate,
You got any parting words?
to the parting words. Wow.
You got any parting words?
Don't give in. Don't give in to. I don't know. Don't give in to yourself sometimes. Don't give in to what you think is right.
I know how to end. I know how.
But end it.
I know how I'm going to end it.
End it right now.
I'm going to end it how it started. The first thing that resonated to me. So I haven't even gotten into some of the things that have happened since Erica passed that were very monumental moments. But the first thing that resonated to me was a quote, and it says, "Pain is inevitable, suffering is optional." You ever heard that one before? So the pain is inevitable, right? Like, you're going to wear the pain of any loss, any failure, any something that you're working for, or something that, and then boom. And so when I sat and thought about that, it took a minute, because we create our own suffering.
Right.
And you're choosing to suffer.
Right.
So you can only choose to end the suffering. The pain is still going to be there.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. You're going to go through the pain. It's still going to exist. It's still going to ride. But the suffering, you can let go. And I think if people who are in turmoil within could understand that a little bit, then maybe they dig deeper to learn more about themselves, so they can grow to get out of that fucking suffering. Because we all choose suffering at some point. We have to learn what it's like to suffer.
Everybody suffers.
Yeah. I think majority suffer every day. Like, on some level, you suffer from something, like whether it's an ailment. Like, I'm blessed to feel physically fortunate to be able to work out, right? And I'm glad to feel good about myself, but not everybody has that ability.
Nope.
Some have limitations health-wise, or setbacks, or were born with certain deficiencies, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So I feel humbled when I think like that. So when we go through these really dark or heavy times, there is a way out. There's always a way out. There will be there. This season will change too. Things come and go. Waves come and go. Seasons come. The weather changes. We have 4 seasons every year, even though it feels like it's bloody hot every freaking day in San Antonio. But we can find our way out. Mm-hmm. There were so many times that even like, James, go get therapy. I'm my own therapist.
Told that every day.
I can go. I can therapy. I can. You know how much shit I've been through. Like, I don't need to go speak to someone.
Go pay somebody to tell you how you feel.
Tell me what? What the fuck do they know about me that I don't know about myself?
For an hour.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying therapy's bad and everyone needs to do it.
Please.
I just feel that I'm on the level of, quote unquote, being my own therapist. I stand outside and be objective with myself.
Yeah.
I research things and read things and take time to spend time to heal.
Right.
Heal these past traumas. Heal what what has happened to me. Like, I never realized the impact of that. It's so powerful. It's one, if I lost my parents, they're still here. My biological father's passed.
Yeah.
I didn't even know until 2.5 years later. I was like, I used to joke and be like, someone would call me. Nobody called. But if I lost my mom or my dad, like, it's not going to impact me the same as Erica's loss. Not that I'm trying to put value to the loss, because when I go through that at that time, it's going to be different, because I won't be able to speak to them.
It's life.
Right. But they've lived a full life.
That's
Erica
what it
was
is.
so young.
Right.
She didn't have a chance. She didn't get a chance to heal. She didn't get a chance to have a diagnosis. Like, I didn't get a chance to protect her. Like, where did this come from? Like, why would this circumstance just come? Like, why? And when you can't answer, you have to find an answer, because you're trying to feed your ego.
Yep.
You're feeding your ego like, hey, man, I need a fucking answer. No, you don't.
You're not going to get answers.
The answer is there. Yeah. It's upstairs.
They know the answer.
Yeah. She knows the answer.
She knows why.
Yeah. And I'll know. And so
She'll tell you one day.
At some point, I'm like, yo, whether it's some kind of, and it's not in a selfish way, because the one that hurts the most is her mom, like, bearing a child. She spent her last moments with her.
You never want to bury your child.
Nah, bro.
Never want to bury your child.
So it's impactful.
Burying a parent, I have to deal with that.
Yeah, and I've seen it, and it's harsh. And for me, it's different because it's a romantic relationship. It's my person. my person, if you will. That's what we used to say. Like, we already, it doesn't matter the title or
Don't need Mr. and Mrs.
It doesn't bring her back.
Right.
But she had to go. Don't fucking add up. So I'm not trying to feed my ego with the why, even though I found a new foundation through my crisis of faith. And after that, like, I found more about myself, that University of James. But
You're a sophomore now.
yeah, pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. So for all the people who go through things, be your own therapist. Take some action.
I like that. Suffering is optional.
Yeah, man.
You can suffer.
But you're choosing it.
You're choosing it.
And you know what?
And go ahead and suffer sometimes, but let it go.
And I've chosen it before. And it comes with a level of pride. Like, I've tried to go to the edge. Yeah. Like, I just didn't want to live. This isn't the first time in my life I haven't wanted to live. Mm-hmm. There's been a couple of times in my life that I'm like, dude.
Easy way out.
No.
No?
This is bullshit. What the fuck is this?
Not fair.
I didn't ask for this shit.
Suffer. Victim.
So yeah.
Victim, like what we said earlier.
So I'm gonna sit here in my suffering. Because I don't think this shit is fair. And I don't think it's fucking right.
God hates you.
No.
He's mad at you.
No.
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 No. Because that's sometimes.
No. I just think, what is this life? This is bullshit.
Right.
That was my thought. This is fucking bullshit.
And here you are.
Standing strong, baby.
Day by day.
Yeah. Going through different battles. And now I have new things to face and accomplish and go. I can walk more confidently now. And it's been a long time. I was really confident as a young man in my 20s. I was pretty confident. But there was a season in life and change, and it just, my thoughts and learning processes were about other things. Mm-hmm. And so now I'm back to trying or being confident about what I'm doing. Because the other thing is writing things down, writing some goals, making shit happen for yourself. Yeah. You can't just expect to wake up in life be a miracle, and then it's like miracle pill or a lotto ticket. Like, right. Just, it's not. It's all in here. Right. It's in there.
It is.
It's not out there. It's not external. It's not what I have. It's not my house. It's not my car. It's not, oh yeah, man, like, I make $100K a year. My wife's badass and got 2 cool kids. I mean, that's great. Like, I'm not knocking on that. But isn't there more to life? And I'm not saying that people who are in that class don't think that way, because they do too. I just don't always relate. I'm more like, I could go to the hood, and I could go to the most expensive, extravagant other side of town. Exactly. That's my fortunateness, my white card, if you will.
A white card,
meaning I can get in over there, but I still have enough.
I'm cool enough to be over here
because I've been through my own shit, and I'm willing to share it, and I'm willing to share the love because genuinely that's all we need to share. But enough of me rambling, bro. Hey, this has been fun. I appreciate it.
It's awesome.
Hot talks with the hot box.
Don't call it a comeback either.
Don't call it a comeback. No, we said call it a comeback.
No, call it a comeback. You know what? Call it a comeback.
Call it a comeback.
No, I like it.
Why? Because I've been quiet for so long.
You have been.
And I feel like it's been beyond just being quiet for the past year and some time. Like, that's part of growth.
What do you guys say?
This is fuck off, and this is peace. You don't want to do this one in your pictures. Stop this in the pictures.
Stop this. If anything this podcast can do is going to stop this from this.
This is still fuck off. This is
as peace. Much as you want to think that it's cool, it's not.
Imagine all the people.
See, it's a PSA for you guys.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good shit, man.
All right, man.
That was a hot talk.
Yeah, it was. Next time.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Peace to you and your beautiful girls and everything you go through. And I'm glad we get to share some of these experiences and
absolutely
life journeys and shit.
Always.
It's pretty cool.
It's awesome.
God bless.